Hey, chiropractors, it's Dr. Fred. And man, we are tired of time and money excuses. Man, we are in a world, people are wearing 2 masks. What's up with that? People are losing their confidence. You know how they're gaining confidence? By getting a jab in the arm with an experimental vaccination. I'm not even going to go on with that. Well, we have the greatest message in the world that's ever in human history. Spine and nervous system is the foundation of health and life in the body. There's a whole medical science called neuroimmunology, shows a relationship between spinal structure, posture, how the nervous system functions, and the direct correlation to a healthy immune system. And I've been on coaching calls. I mean, I'm always on coaching calls, but this week, because patients come in with masks, they want to know how to handle it. And so I asked doctors, you know, the people that are susceptible to dying of COVID, what do they have? At least 2 comorbidities. So I asked the doctors of their patients that are under chiropractic care, and I say, what percentage of your patients have at least 1 comorbidity? You know what the answer is across the board? At least 80%. I heard another one today, all of them, right? So at least 80% have comorbidities. Guess what the second question is? How many of those people get sick? And it's the same answer. How many of those people got sick with COVID? The same answer. Guess what that answer is? What's in the middle of this? None. So you have a whole practice full of comorbidities and none get sick. This is the message that the world is crying for. So when we hear time and money experiences, hey, in any business, because I know there's people watching this that aren't chiropractors, we don't want excuses. We want to make a difference in people's lives, especially in the world today. Time and money are not objections. They are excuses for a lack of priority to take the time and invest the money so we can have a healthy life and truly get what we want. So this is part 2. I did part 1 yesterday on the pre-consultation. We're in day 1. I'm going to go through a consultation today. Now, what's the difference? How do we eliminate time and money excuses? We forget about patient education. If patient education worked, we'd already be dominating healthcare. The general public in America would already know that chiropractic is about healthcare. So we give up information and we create an experience. Patient experience. What changes people's mindset? Their experience, not the information. So we're giving up patient education. We're adopting patient experience. And there's 3 vehicles. I spent 23 years studying human behavior. Not only did it take my practice to whole new levels, taken hundreds of doctors of practice, so we can get more patients living the lifestyle, the mindset, the lifestyle of chiropractic. Hey, just as a personal testimony, I know chiropractors and chiropractic patients, but for the general public, I just turned 60 years old. Okay. I owe my life to chiropractic. I would have been disabled in my 30s with disc problems if I didn't have corrective chiropractic that can normalize the structure, give me a strong body. I can train like a beast, bang down a mogul run, do whatever I want. I'm stronger now at 60 than I was in my 30s. I had more injury, more pain syndromes, more neurological problems at 33 than I do at 60. So the whole reason I'm on here, the whole reason we have elite coaching is because this is the most powerful anti-aging form of healthcare to give you a strong, healthy body for your life in a time where we need a strong, healthy body and confidence in our health for our family. So chiropractors, here we go. 3 influential human behaviors, 3 things that you can do, 3 things, not one thing, 3 things. 1, agree. Agreement, commitment, and consistency. When they agree, they move their body, they feel agreement in their physiology, it informs their mind, and then they come along. So getting multiple agreements. Second thing, using metaphors. Metaphors are analogies. It takes something that's unfamiliar and it makes it familiar. It's like a subluxation, a bone out of place. Spine out of place is like shutting down a faucet, right? We did the pre-consultation. Brain sends energy down the spinal cord. It's like a river. What's the third thing? Third thing is using body language. Look what I'm doing. I'm running my hand from the brain down the spine. So when we use body language, we teach with our body. We use metaphors and analogies, and we get multiple agreements where they move. You shift, you create an experience They feel in their body that informs action. And this is all in psychology. Whatever they feel in their body is what their brain's going to do. And that's it. So when we get into a consultation, we want to address their pain, but we want to focus on organs. So there's two sentences we use in the consultation. One, Ms. Jones, the nerves in your neck, let's say the upper back, send strength and energy down in your arms and hands, also in your heart and lungs. Postural distortions, postural injuries, weaken those nerves and cause. And then we're going to go through our systems. You get numbness, coldness, weakness. Well, yeah, my hands fall asleep. You're losing the sensory function. So anybody that's got numbness, you're losing the sensory function. Anybody that has weakness in their grip, their legs get tired at the end of the day, any joint pain, that's losing muscular function. Okay, any coldness in your hands, you're losing peripheral circulation. We get into organs, nerves in the top part, the lower part of the neck and upper back. Those go directly into the heart and lungs. Postural distortions weaken those nerves and cause higher low blood pressure, tachycardia, heart palpitations, heart murmurs, right? So you name 3 or 4 and you let them pick. Someone says, you know, a tachycardia, my heart beats real fast for no reason. Then what you're going to do is you reframe. Okay. Do you know that's an electrical problem? Do you know that's precursor for heart attacks? Tachycardia, do you have any heart disease in your family? Because that's a precursor to ventricular fibrillation. Or that's a nervous system problem. Did you know when your heart's beating real fast for no reason at rest, that causes stress on your heart? Do you know that can set you up for a heart attack? Do you have any heart problems in your family? Okay, that's patient education. But when you're talking about that, they're developing a feeling. You go through the mid-back, the nerves in the mid-back, so strength and energy to the upper digestive tract. Postural distortions weaken the nerves and cause, or can be correlated with heartburn, indigestion, nausea, bloating. Do you get any of that, right? So you go all up and down the whole system from brain, blurred vision, ringing in your ears, dizziness, upper cervical, relates to metabolism, energy levels. So like a person will say, you know what, my energy hasn't been good for 6 years. How long have you felt like your energy's been depleted? 6 years. You automatically know they name a time they had an accident. What happened 6 to 7 years ago? Well, I was in a car accident. So what you did was you damaged your spine, shut down the nerves in the upper back, shut down your metabolism, and your metabolism's been weakening for the last 6 years. That's a reframe. You're telling their story. Okay. So when you get now in boot camp 1, we're going through this in Phoenix here in a couple of weeks. We have another one in Atlanta in July. We show you how to pull out all these health problems. And it's easy to get 15 different health problems. Okay. So once you do that, and then you create a list, then you review. So what you're doing is you reframe. Well, I've had asthma all my life, so you never know what it's like to have strong lungs. You've had exercise-induced asthma. You've never felt like you've been as strong as other people. And that's really what happens. So you create this story, this timeline of all these health problems, and they can see how it's correlated with spinal structure. By the way, I have a book, Back to Health. It's over there right now over in my kitchen. And it's got all the medical research that shows all these correlations and associations. So get that book, Back to Health. Go to elitecoachingllc.com. Hey, even if you're a general public, you want to get that book. You want to read this. And docs, get it for your patients. Read it for yourself. Get it to your team. It'll create a lifestyle mindset, shift their mindset right from day one. So we get 15 health problems. Then what do? Then we review them. This is part of the experience, not just education. So what's their story? Well, Ms. Jones, you came in with neck pain because you got an accident 3 weeks ago, but now since then you traumatized your spine. Now your energy level is crashing. You feel like you're really tired all day. It's weakened your immune system. You've had a cold and sore throat since that accident. Now you notice when you go upstairs, you're much more out of breath now. So that trauma to the upper back now is shutting down your lungs. You also notice that your heart beats real fast for no reason. So that's tachycardia. So now you know you're not getting signals to your heart very well, and it's causing a heart problem. You're also losing sensation down in your right arm. You also notice you're getting weakness in your grip in both hands, so you're losing the muscular function. You also have mid-back pain, but now you've had heartburn since that accident. You had another accident 6 years ago, and now you have heartburn, or your spine, or you were a gymnast when you were young. You traumatized your spine at a young age. You've had digestive problems, constipation, most of your life. You've also had menstrual problems and cramping ever since your menstrual cycle started. Okay, does this sound like anybody in the general public, by the way? Your feet are always cold, so those nerves are getting shut down from your low back and your legs because you're losing peripheral circulation. And you get headaches and ringing in the ears, so that's the damage that's been done in the nerves in the top part of your neck. Is there anything else? So you already went through that, then you review it. Now that's an experience. It's not just information. I mean, listen to that health profile. Then what do? Now what you're going to do is you're going to give them a full spine overall health problem. So what are you doing? The whole time I'm getting agreements. The whole time in part one, getting the organs. You have this, right? This is what it means, right? And then you go through the review. What are you doing? You're getting them to agree together. So if they have 15 health problems, you go through it twice. That's 30 agreements in 10 minutes. 30 agreements in 10 minutes or less. Now what do? Well, Ms. Jones, looks like, man, you came in here with neck pain from this accident, but you really traumatized your whole spine. In fact, you've had multiple traumas. Not only that, your spine may have never formed right since you were a child. It looks like your whole spine is weak. So what do? You touch them. You touch them. Looks like your whole spine is weak, from your skull to their sacrum. And your overall health's being affected. I wave it in front of their body. One hand's going down their spine. The other hand's going like this. Looks like your whole spine's weak and your overall health's being affected. By the way, when you're going through the symptoms, say these nerves from the neck go down in your arms and hands. You're touching their body. You create sensation. It's physical experience. These nerves in the mid-back come around and go to your stomach. You touch their body. Okay? So to say, well, I had an accident, and ever since then I've had indigestion or I've had heartburn. Well, you traumatize your spine. It's like shutting a water faucet down. Now that energy's not getting to your stomach. It's very common that heartburn is secondary to this, or there's a correlation between digestive problems. Again, all the research I'm pointing over there, is in back to health. Now, what do? Part three. Man, looks like your whole spine is weak. Your overall health's being affected. You traumatize your spine several times over your whole life, and now you have 15 different health problems. And they've been getting worse every year. Would you agree? Now, right there, why do they come in? Maybe neck pain from an accident. What's their concern now? My overall health. Why? Because you took them through an experience. You touched them. You use an analogy. You've even, the way you touch them, you can go to a diagram where it shows the spine, and then the nerves are going to the organs, and you're circling. See these nerves in the upper back? Go to the lungs right here. These nerves right here. Innervate your lungs right here. You can show them on a diagram. You can touch them. Man, they have all this physical stimulus. They're moving their body. They're being touched. They agree. That is one hell of an experience. I'm telling you, they become different people. Now, here's the same thing. If you're the general public, does this sound like you? Have you been through this life? Go to Elite Coaching LLC, get the Back to Health book. Now, we're going to do this series, so chiropractors hang with me, because we're going to go through a 4-part series on how to create an experience, day 1, day 2. Now, these are just small tips we're taking from the boot camps. So if you want to master this, check out the boot camps. In the meantime, use these, because these will help you create a lifestyle mindset in your patients. And if you're in the general public, man, go to a chiropractor, get your spine fixed. We are in the most crucial time where a healthy spine and nervous system will keep you healthy. We don't have to fear disease. We don't have to do that. We don't need to wear a mask. We don't need to do any of that crap. Why? Because that doesn't work anyway. Why do you think they want you to wear a double mask? Masks have been studied in the relationship between the transmission of viruses since 1946. There's not one random control study that I know about or seen that's random controlled. There's studies, but they have too many variables in them that show that these things are effective. So let's be smart. Let's live an inside-out healthcare system. Let's not worry about what's outside. And let's teach patients in a way that creates an experience, that we can shift their mindset, that we can get the world under chiropractic care. We don't have to worry about anything that comes along. All right, you guys. Love you guys. Peace.